Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to another Watch with Nordic live commentary stream here today. And we have a really fun Friday night of live commentary streams here today. I cannot be more excited. We're kicking it off today with the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Vegas Golden Knights for the second time this season live from Toronto. We commentated the previous one 8 days ago. It was a 6-5 overtime win for the Vegas Golden Knights. And now we get on the big stage here in Scotiabank Arena. It is the return of Mitch Marner, the return of Anthony Stolarz, and the Golden Knights debut of Rasmus Andersson. Welcome everybody to the stream. Glad to see everybody in here joining here in the chat. Hope you guys have had a great weekend. We are about to kick off a 6-game weekend of commentary streams, unless if I lose power on Sunday with the impending storms coming to the East Coast, but we don't got to talk about that as we get ready for the first of 6 here this weekend, and it's the Golden Knights and the Toronto Maple Leafs. What's up, Hugh? Welcome to the stream, brother. How we doing? Starting goaltenders here tonight on both sides. You have Adin Hill in net and Anthony Stolarz in for the Toronto Maple Leafs here tonight. So it's Hill versus Stolarz. As I'm assuming this arena is sold out, it's going to be packed. You're going to hear some boos for Mitch Marner, more likely than not, as we do the pregame ceremonies here and all that stuff. Let's get into the actual stats regarding these two teams. Again, they faced off previously just 8 days ago, last Thursday, where we commentated that game. The Golden Knights defeated the Maple Leafs 5-4. I might have said 6-5. It was 5-4 in overtime. Jack Eichel scoring the overtime winner. I hope Vegas stomps the Leafs. We'll see. We'll see if that happens, bro. We shall see if that happens. And obviously, very interesting component here of tonight's game, and it might not even be the craziest part about all of this. Rasmus Andersson is making his Golden Knights debut tonight. Did not play last night against the Boston Bruins. And then obviously, as I mentioned, Anthony Stolarz making his return. He has not played since November, I believe. So it is a return here for Andersson. And a return of Mitch Marner to the place he grew up in, the place he spent nearly a decade in Toronto, as we get ready for the national anthems here in just a moment. Going over the stats for these two sides, you have the Golden Knights in their last 10 games have been very, very good. They are riding a 7 wins here in their last 10 games. They have dropped the last 2 after winning 7 games in a row. That is their longest win streak this season. While the Maple Leafs are looking to get back into the win column after losses to Detroit and Minnesota this past week, and split the series here against the Vegas Golden Knights after the loss on last Thursday. As we get ready here for puck drop in just a moment, the anthems are going on right now. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. I've been waiting for this stream for a while. I knew when I saw this coming up on the calendar, I knew I had to stream this game for sure. So, interesting component there for tonight. Is Hill in net or is it Schmid? Is it Hill in net? Thought it was Schmid. Hang on. It says Adin Hill, but it's showing Carter Hart. Alright, whatever. I thought Carter Hart was injured. Uh-oh. Game's glitching. Alright. Now we start the Canadian anthem here. Again, these two teams already played once, so this is the second of 2 games here in the season series. Vegas obviously won the first time. It was 6-5. I guess I should just do my research. All right, Canadian anthem going on here. Maple Leafs looking to get back into the win column. Tonight is also our 150th commentary stream all time, which sounds absolutely unreal. It's been incredible what we've been able to do here on this channel. Thank you all so much for your ever-continuing support as we keep on grinding here on this channel. All right, BD. Just update that. There we go. All right. We are almost ready to get going here. All right, there we go. That is the conclusion of the national anthems here in Toronto as we get ready for one of the biggest games of the season. Maple Leafs versus Golden Knights here from Toronto. It's looking like a great hockey game here tonight between these two teams. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Starting goaltenders here on both sides, making his return for the Maple Leafs, Anthony Stolar, 6-5-1 this season, a 3.51 goals against average, and an .884 save percentage this year. And on the other side, Adin Hill, who is just playing in his 6th game of the season here tonight. It is the 150th commentary stream all time in Watch with Nordic history. Our 70th stream this season. And it's a good one here as Mitch Marner returns to the place he played in for nearly a decade. The second of two in the Mitch Marner Bowl. It's Maple Leafs versus Golden Knights. And we are underway. Face-off is won back then by the Golden Knights, played into their own zone. Noah Hannafin out there paired up with Rasmus Andersson playing his first shift as a Golden Knight. We hear some boos here from the crowd for Mitch Marner. We obviously know that was going to happen. Here's Marner now with the puck down low then for Hertl. Hertl looks at the point now. Andersson, a shot is blocked and goes back to the right side. Now Maple Leafs pick it up to center. Andersson gets it back for Vegas. Played forward then to Marner. Marner comes in, pass back, a shot is blocked there quickly by Nyes. It's played back out to center, and now the Golden Knights will regroup here in their own end. Historical night in Watch with Nordic history. Adin Hill and Anthony Stolar become the 7th and 8th goaltenders to play in 10-plus commentary streams all time. Just reading off those stats, it shows how many streams I've done. It's absolutely nuts. Icing here against the Maple Leafs to open up. And face-off will come in the Toronto zone. You heard a lot of boos for Mitch Marner right off rip, and that was expected. Again, this is a guy who did play here for a while, was a Toronto-born player. You're going to hear cheers in his tribute video, but everywhere else you're going to hear boos. And that's honestly how it should be. To be completely honest with you, that's how it should be. Face-off here in the Toronto zone, won by the Golden Knights. Theodore back over then for Lazone, who dumps it down low behind the net. Barbashev, Stone, to Eichel, he scores! Jack Eichel, his 5th point in 2 games against Toronto this season, and he opens up the scoring on Vegas' first shot. Here just 66 seconds in. Wow. Jack Eichel gets us going here right away. That did not take long. Jack Eichel picks up another point. We've streamed the Golden Knights a ton this season, and Jack Eichel keeps climbing up the all-time points board. That is his 25th point. He moves into 3rd all-time amongst all Watch with Nordic skaters. That's his 19th goal of the year, assisted by Stone and Barbashev. Puck is dumped then into the Toronto zone. It's an icing immediately against the Golden Knights. And Jack Eichel with a nice backdoor pass. Good play by Mark Stone, who picks up his 32nd assist of the season. Mark Stone now extends his point streak to 14 games, which breaks the Golden Knights franchise record, which is pretty incredible. They're already throwing punches in that game? Of course they are. Face-off one now by the Maple Leafs. Shot on his block then by Vegas, and they'll break it now through center. Dumping that one into the zone is Ronsberg. Behind the net then picked up quickly by Smith, who feeds it up to the point. Golden Knights are dealing with a lot of injuries here. Missing one of their goaltenders, Carter Hart. They're missing Brandon Saad. They've been without Braden McNabb for a lot of this season. And they're hoping to become fully healthy, be cap compliant, and go on a deep playoff run here. I'm not sure what these Leaf fans are chanting. I can't really tell what it is from the TV. Leafs get it back now on the right side. Lorentz will try and backhand that one out to center. Now Scott Lawn gets it back. Off the boards and going down and falling on his feet there. Golden Knights take it back. A shot from the point from, I believe that's Tanner Lazinski who gets the nod in here tonight. And that is denied by Stolarz, who makes his first save of the game. Couple changes here for Vegas. You have a new player here in the lineup that we have not seen yet in a commentary stream this season. And that is the likes of Jonas Ronsberg, who is a forward, number 48 or 46. Has 76 career NHL games. He's from Denmark. I'm not sure if he's on the Olympic team. You guys can confirm that with me. He may be, because Denmark isn't that strong in terms of NHL talent. So maybe he made that team. But regardless, that's a new guy here in the lineup for Vegas. Here's Caden Korzak now. Passes it through center. Puck will slide into the Toronto zone. Racing for it now is Benoit in the corner. Trying to get that one free then down low. Off the boards, Lazinski tried to feed that one up to the point. Now Lorentz. Stolen back then by Alexander Holtz, who will dump that one into the Maple Leaf zone. Stolarz plays it back for Simone Benoit, who will regroup now in his own end. This Maple Leafs arena is loud here tonight. Banked off the boards now down low in the corner. Battling for it was Anderson. Pass in front to Nyes. It goes wide of Hill. Bank back up to the point. Carlo to Riley. Back to Cowan. Riley, puck is tipped. Trying to pick that one back up then. Stolen back by Marner, who will bank it out to center. And now Matias Michelli will regroup here in his own end alongside Morgan Riley. What's up, Shark? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, man, I wonder why you didn't find me earlier either. I saw your comment. I believe that was you on the post. I'm glad you're here, man. Welcome. Here's Pavel Dorofeev now behind the Vegas net. Back over then for Hannafin. Knights will hold it here in their own zone for a moment. 3.5 minutes gone. Golden Knights lead 1-0. Here's Eichel now breaking into the zone. It's offsides against the Knights. And obviously, Anthony Stolarz returning here tonight for the first game since Remembrance Day for the Maple Leafs. And as a result, Dennis Hildeby, who has looked phenomenal here this year, getting the nod as mostly the backup goalie with Joseph Wall coming back. He's been sent down to the Marlies, but that was an incredible campaign from Dennis Hildeby, who proved that he can definitely be an NHL goaltender. Here's Eichel then back to Stone. Down low now in the corner. Eichel battling for it. Picked back up then by Austin Matthews. Matthews banks it through center. Domi back to Matthews. 3-on-2 now for Toronto. Matthews comes in, and the Leafs are offsides. So it looks like both teams are getting their fair share of offsides here tonight. It's Jack Eichel with the opening goal here, just 66 seconds in. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, subscribe down below if you're new. I would really appreciate it. Thank you for choosing my stream in particular. I understand that there's a lot of other people, especially Maple Leafs creators, who are streaming this game tonight, and I totally understand it. Obviously, this is a very, very highly anticipated game, but I'm grateful that you guys chose my stream over all the others. Shots are 2-1 here in favor of Vegas, showing off Austin Matthews. His 11 goals in his last 12 games played against the Golden Knights. And Matthews did score 8 days ago against the Knights in Vegas. Down low here now, Aiden Hill behind his own net. Plays the puck around down low. Maple Leafs will keep that one in. Golden Knights take it back and clear to center. One-on-one now, Kolasar coming in, shoots it on Stolar, save, rebound in front, they score! Keegan Kolasar picks up the rebound in front, and the Golden Knights take a 2-0 lead here less than 5 minutes in. Yeah, not the start that the doctor ordered for Anthony Stolarz and Keegan Kolasar, who, it's really weird. It feels like this guy only scores when we're live streaming him. I think we've been live for like 75% of his goals he's scored this season. But Keegan Kolasar, his 4th goal of the year. And Vegas has a 2-0 lead here in period number 1. It is Keegan Kolasar assisted by Jonas Ronsberg, who has his first assist of the season. Through the zone now, Braden Bowman comes into the zone, clears it around now behind the net. Ekman Larsson now picks it up down low for Toronto. So, funny thing is, you saw in the first game, Toronto came out right away and took an early 3-1 lead at the end of the first period. Now the roles are reversed. Vegas is the one that's out here taking an early lead here in this one. We'll see if that narrative stays the same, and if that's the case, we could see Toronto getting the win in overtime here. Here's Yarncrook, trying to throw a pass up to Scott Lawton. He can't complete it. Now down low, picking it up is Lorentz. Lorentz to Carlo, a shot. Goes wide of Hill. Now Riley picks it up. Pass in front is fanned upon there by Calle Yarncrook. Yarncrook a shot in on Hill, who makes the save. 5.5 minutes into the first period here are Jack Eichel and Keegan Kolasar. Give the Golden Knights a 2-0 lead here to open up this first period. So I know we're early in this game, and I don't like to talk about the upcoming schedule, but we will be live for both of these teams again on Sunday in a triple header where the Maple Leafs are taking on the Avalanche in a Sunday matinee game, and then we will see the Golden Knights take on the Ottawa Senators for also the second time this season later on in the day on Sunday. So stay tuned for those commentaries. Puck's in front of the Vegas net. Golden Knights will steal it back now. Marner to center, battling forward with Carlo, picked up by Dorofeev. Dorofeev pass over, and it slides just wide of Stolarz. Down low here now, it's Michelli who banks it off the boards. Picked back up then by Matthew Nyes, who will regroup on the right side and clear it all the way out to center. Thank you, Uncommon Truth. I appreciate it. I think it's my great commentary that gives him the energy. Yeah, he sees the post up. He sees the promotion post upload on the YouTube and Instagram. He's like, you know what? Anytime goal scorer. Let's go. Here's McCabe at the point. Shoots it. Blocked by traffic in front. Taken back then by the Maple Leafs in the Vegas zone. Poke checked off of Dorofeev's skate. And back out to center here as the Maple Leafs will regroup. Oliver Ekman Larsson now in the Toronto zone will look for options. Pass back up then to Max Domi, who dumps it into the Vegas zone. Theodore will throw that one around the Golden Knights net. Thrown to center, Stone. He'll send Eichel. Eichel comes into the zone, moves to center. Saved by Stolarz. If that puck even got on net. Jack Eichel, 5 points in his last 2 games. And nearly got his 6th. Here's Anderson. Taking it around now behind the net. Anderson fires it, gloved by Stolarz. Shots are 6-3 in favor of Vegas here. 7 minutes in to this first period. And the Golden Knights in Mitch Marner's return have a 2-0 lead. What's up, Von Hook? Yeah, they're booing Marner. And here comes the tribute video. We knew this was coming. They're going to play it on the screen here. And this was a guy who was here for nearly a decade or over a decade. And although, playoffs came to terms and things got controversial, this was a guy who loved playing here. Maybe not up to the very end, but great tribute. Great tribute. And I'm assuming they'll give him a little standing ovation here in a moment. They will. They will give him some cheers. Here he comes out to the front, waving off to the fans. Yeah, they'll give him a round of applause. They should. And that's the appropriate time. Great move here by the Maple Leafs. You give him an applause when they play the applauding video, because that was a guy who spent so much time here. You give him that round of applause, and then any other time, you boo the living crap out of him. That's how it works. Or at least that's how it should work in my eyes. So, there you go. 2-0 Golden Knights here to start off this first period. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. And like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, bringing more people into the commentary. We'll be live later tonight here for Rangers and Sharks. That should be a good game as well. Little less of a pressure-filled game, but should be a fun one regardless. We haven't streamed the Rangers that much this season, so looking forward to get them in here for another one. Talking about Mitch Marner here as we get ready for the opening face-off in just a moment. Royals are playing tonight too, the team that I report for in the ECHL, so I'll be following along with that as well. Am I streaming the Olympics? Yes. Unless if something comes my way, and unless if I have to pay like $1 million for the TV subscription, then yes, I will be streaming it. It'll be a little bit different though, because I can't stream all of the games all of the time because I have school in the morning, so it's going to be difficult to get some streams in there, but we will be streaming them. Don't get that twisted. Looks like we have a penalty coming up here. It's going to go against the Maple Leafs. And it's on Scott Lawton for a slashing call and breaking the stick on Rasmus Andersson. And Andersson, in his first game with the Golden Knights, draws a penalty. And Vegas will get a chance to head to the power play here, with about 13 minutes to go in the first period. Golden Knights already lead by 2. Face-off here in the Maple Leaf zone. It's Nicholas Waugh versus Jack Eichel. Waugh playing his former team as well. Golden Knights power play ranks 4th amongst all teams in the league. Maple Leafs PK ranks 5th. So it's a great matchup here. At the point, Eichel. Eichel circles around. Down low then for Dorofeev. Can't get that pass completely. Now Stone back to Hurdle. Hurdle backhand saved by Stolarz. And he denies any rebound. Anthony Stolarz, 2 unideal plays, backdoor pass, and a rebound were those 2 goals. I don't really blame those on him. I know it doesn't look pretty on the stat sheet for sure, but I don't really put a lot of blame into him there for those 2 goals that he allowed. Stolarz in Watch with Nordic Games, 897 save percentage in 9 commentary streams. Has a 5-3-1 record. There's obviously some 6-1 blunders in there, of course, from the playoffs. Marner, back to Eichel. And you hear the boos when Marner touches that puck. Pass in front. And they cannot complete the play there. Maple Leafs get it back, and Waugh will clear all the way down the other way. Marner picks up the puck, and then you get even more views. You get even more boos. Here's Eichel now down the right side. Drops it back to Stone. Stone trying to send it up to the point. Dorofeev. Try to throw that one to center. Now it's Marner to Eichel. Eichel to Marner. Marner shoots it. Tip just wide of Stolarz. Now Dorofeev back to Marner. Marner to Hurdle. Hurdle to Dorofeev. Dorofeev to Stone. Stone to Eichel. Eichel to Marner at the point. Down low, Eichel. Stick handles the puck. Eichel, pass back to Dorofeev. Dorofeev to Marner. To Eichel, a shot. Off the side of the net. Stone throws it in front. And they can't get it back. Maple Leafs will clear. Less than 30 seconds to go on the Golden Knights power play. Vegas picks it back up here in their own zone. It's Eichel coming in with speed. That first power play unit is still out there. Or I guess most of it as they start changing off. Theodore now dumps it into the zone. Kept in then by Hanifin. Hanifin down low then for Barbashev. Barbashev looks. Feeds it up to the point then for Theodore. Is that Lazinski on the power play? Barbashev to Hanifin. Down low Lazinski throws it in front. Jabbing at that puck. And stolen back then by the Maple Leafs. Power play is over. And we are now back to even strength. Here come the Leafs now through the zone. It's Wah. Down low, tries to circle back around, looking to bank that one off the boards. Now Barbashev to Bowman. Battling for it then with Nyes. Hanifin gets it back, stolen back by the Leafs. Michelli at center. Poke checked into the Vegas zone. Golden Knights get it back down low. Theodore off the boards then for Smith, or at least he tries to. It slides into the Maple Leaf zone. Leafs defense gets it back. Only 2 shots for Toronto here as we cross over the halfway mark of the opening period. Here's Michelli. Dumping it down low. Tavares trying to bank that one off the boards. Now Ronsberg will get it back and brace it now through center. Jonas Ronsberg already with an assist here tonight. Smith up to the point. Anderson a shot. Save in front by Stolars. Puck is kicked back down low now. Kolasar over then for Michelli. Michelli drops it back to Ekman Larson. Now Morgan Riley regroups with the puck. Down low now. Riley here in the Toronto zone. Gives himself some time as both teams will get a line change off. Riley to McMahon. McMahon backhands it into the Vegas zone. Racing forward is Theodore. Now behind the net. Hill plays it over then for Marner. Marner to center. Back for Hanifin now, who will dump it down low. Off the boards, Matthews battling with Marner. Now Benoit gets it back to Domi. Max Domi now breaks it down the right side. Takes it into the Vegas zone. Drops it back to absolutely nobody. And Dorofeev gets it. Stolen back by Matthews. Here's McMahon. Breaks it into the zone. He's got some room. A backhand goes just wide of Hill. He gets it back down low. Domi feeds it up to the point. Ekman Larson a shot. Tipped in front. I think Hill got a piece of it. And stolen back then by Dorofeev. Dorofeev to Eichel. Eichel intercepted then by the Maple Leafs. It's Ekman Larson now who picks it up in the Toronto zone. Shots are 8-3. Scott Lawton banks it off the boards. Cleared all the way back then into the Vegas zone. It's Korzak battling for it with Lawton. Golden Knights trying to play it ahead. It's Korzak who gets it back. Back up to Eichel. Eichel banks it through center. Jake McCabe taken back then by Riley, who will backhand at the center. Now Lawton battling for it. Golden Knights get it back. Stone. Back over then for Ben Hutton. Back to Stone, who chips it up for Bowman. Bowman comes in. Shoots it high. Now Lorentz will poke check it out to center. Knights get it back. Gets onside. Lazinski to Bowman. Bowman drops it back. A shot off the post for Alexander Holtz. He nearly made it a 2-0 game. Korzak a shot. Goes just wide. Korzak down low then for Holtz. Riley clears it around then behind the net. Hanifin gets it back down low. Up to the point. Lazone shoots it just wide of Stolars again. Here's Waugh then back up to Lorentz. Hanifin will play it back to center. Racing for it then is Holtz, who will dump it into the Toronto zone. Riley then for Easton Cowan, who has been one of the young rookies up here with Toronto this season. Waugh to Cowan. Cowan moves into the zone, circles around, gets tied up there by multiple Knights. Gets it back to Waugh. Waugh down low to Robertson. Robertson to McCabe. Tries shooting it on net. It's blocked up to the point then. Benoit waits, fires it, and just wide on Hill. Might have got a tip in front. Benoit back to Waugh. The point. Shot. Goes wide again. And now Dorofeev will bank it out to center. We get some cheers here from the Toronto crowd. Pass all the way back into the Vegas zone. It's picked up by Hill. I don't think we've had a single commercial here in this first period. Ekman Larson. Back to McCabe. McCabe off the boards. Michelli. Over then for Ekman Larson. Up to Nyes. Ekman Larson trying to get it back. It's intercepted then by the Knights. Marner. Here on the right side. Picked up then by Toronto. Nyes a shot. Blocked. Tavares trying to get that puck. And that's also blocked as well. Michelli behind the net. Thrown back to Ekman Larson. Down low now. Michelli. Trying to pick up that puck. Throws it to center. And he gets knocked off the puck there. Vegas will take it back. And dump it into the Toronto zone. 6 minutes left to go in the first period. Golden Knights with a 2-0 lead. Here come the Leafs now through center. It's Matthews. Matthews fires it. It goes up and out of play off a stick. And we should get our first commercial break of the night. 6:05 left to go in the first period. Keegan Colasar and Jack Eichel. And the Golden Knights lead 2-0. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you're new. It would be very much so greatly appreciated as we are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. We've made great progress here so far over the last couple of weeks. And I'm very grateful to you guys for that. Thank you. And this is not closed all the way. It just spilled all over me. We got the big bottle back once again for those who are longtime Watch with Nordic watchers. So again, as I mentioned, we obviously keep track of all the stats here and stuff. We keep track of the all-time points that are scored. Jack Eichel moves into third all-time in Watch with Nordic history for most points by a skater. His fifth goal in a live stream. It was assisted by Mark Stone, who was not that far behind either in remarks to that. He passes Sam Reinhart for third place. The only two that stand in his way are Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, who are both tied with the most points. So, fun little Watch with Nordic tidbit there, of course. Again, as we mentioned, Anthony Stolarz and Adin Hill playing in their 10th career Watch with Nordic games. They have the same save percentage. Both have a shutout. .897 overall. Adin Hill, though, 6-1-2 with a 2.56. Stolarz, 5-3-1 with a 2.22 in live commentaries. Maple Leafs are still without William Nylander here tonight, who was a big part in why the Maple Leafs were in that game with Vegas. And again, as I said, it feels like a reverse of the previous game these teams played 8 days ago, where Vegas won at 6-5 in overtime. The Golden Knights went off hot and went into a 2-0, or the Maple Leafs got in hot, went off to a 2-0 lead early, and then Vegas came back, won the game in overtime. It was one of the best games we've commentated this season. We'll see if this game goes that way. Hannafin now drops it back to Anderson. Anderson back then for Hannafin. Banked off the boards, back into the Toronto zone. It goes up and out of play. So again, as I mentioned, Stolarz is playing in his first game in 33. First game since November 11th. Wow. That's a little over 2 months. Face-off at center is won by the Golden Knights. Anderson drops it back to Hannafin. 5.5 minutes to go in the first period. Vegas leads by 2. Down low now, it's Ekman Larson who banks it off the boards for Domi. Golden Knights get it back. Hannafin to Anderson. Anderson to Eichel. Down low now, Maple Leafs will try and get it back. It's McMahon to Domi. Back over to Matthews. Picked back up then by McCabe. McCabe to Domi. Domi racing for that puck. Banked off the boards then by Matthews. Pass in front. McMahon, a shot. Goes up and out of play. Hill is like terrified that the puck's going to go into the net. Must have been a tip. All right. Back to commercial break here in Toronto. Again, I expected for a lot of commercials here in this second half of the period, especially after the Mitch Marner return being broadcasted on the broadcast, and you know the Sportsnet and ESPN, they got to get their commercial breaks in. So get their dough. Am I right? Get that dough. I guess. I guess. It's not like they don't need any more. I heard, and again, maybe Canadians can confirm this, but I heard they're charging a ridiculous amount up there for like Sportsnet Plus and stuff. Like ESPN Plus is a bit expensive, but hearing what they're charging up there is nuts. And again, it sucks because, like, that's your only option, really. Like, they know that they can do that to you. They can charge you any amount that they want, and then you have to pay it if you want to watch your team, or else you just have to suffer. Especially if you're out of market, I believe. I don't know a lot about it. If Canadians could enlighten me, that'd be great. But I remember they rose the prices this past summer. They'll probably do it again because that's how it works. But thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. We'll be live tomorrow. We got one game on the slate tomorrow, barring any changes. It's Capitals and Oilers at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, face-off coming up here now in the Vegas zone. Previewing Scott Laughton, 7 goals this season, 2 shorthanded goals. He scored in the previous game against the Golden Knights back last Thursday. Face-off in the Vegas zone, won by the Golden Knights. Here's a 2-on-2 the other way. It's Holtz with Bowman. Bowman will backhand that one into the zone. Holtz battling for it then with Morgan Rielly down low in the corner. Now Lazinski trying to pick up that puck down low. Gets it back. Feeds it up to the point. Hutton to Korzak. Korzak down low. Holtz to Lazinski. Trying to throw a pass through his legs to center. And that would have been a damn nice play if they could have converted it, but it did not go that way. 4.5 minutes to go. Ekman-Larsson off the boards to Robertson. It's kept in the zone then by the Golden Knights. Maple Leafs will regroup. Here's Morgan Rielly. Will break it through center. It's intercepted then by the Golden Knights. It's Kolesar, 2-on-2. Kolesar to Smith. Poke checked by Michelli. Now Kolesar gets it back. Feeds it up to the point. Korzak to Lazone. Back to Korzak. A shot. Saved by Stolars. Rebounds in front. And another chance is denied on Ronsberg. Now down low. Maple Leafs trying to get it back on the right side. Benoit banks it off the boards to Michelli. Michelli comes back into the Toronto zone to regroup. Now Simone Benoit takes it in down the right side. Benoit behind the net. Picked back up then by Matthew Nyes. Nyes to Michelli. Pass to center. Tavares, a shot. Saved by Hill. Clean right in front. What a stop by Adin Hill. If that even got on, I couldn't even really tell. It looks like it did, but shots are 9-4. 3.5 minutes to go in the first. Golden Knights get it back. It's Dorofeev down low now, who takes it behind the Vegas net. Pavel Dorofeev off the boards then to Marner. It's intercepted then by the Leafs. Nyes into the zone. Stolen back then by Vegas. Hurdle off the boards. Nyes gets it back then down low. We'll play it back into the Toronto zone. Ekman-Larsson. Down low then for McCabe. Jake McCabe to Ekman-Larsson. Banks it off the boards. Golden Knights will battle for that one back. Now OEL gets it. Back to McCabe, who will dump that one into the Golden Knights zone. Lawrence. Back for Scott Laughton. Down low now. It's off the boards for Mark Stone, who looks for options. Maple Leafs are playing a better second half. I know it doesn't show that in the shots, but they do look a little bit better here as in the second half of the period. But overall, not a great start to the game. Down low now, Stolars. Puck deflects off his stick. Now Rielly back over for Carlo. Cleared into the center. Now it's Korzak, who will dump it back into the Toronto zone. Matthews battling for it with Lazinski. Lazinski wins the battle, shoots it on Stolar. Save in front. Rebound was there. Now Holtz picks it back. Over then for Bowman. Bowman to the point to Hutton. Hutton will shoot that one now behind the net. Puck goes up and out of play, I presume. And Anthony Stolars, who allowed 2 goals on the first 4 shots, has made a few good saves since and is starting to improve his save percentage. Adin Hill hasn't faced a lot, but has stopped everything that has come his way. Face-off coming here now in the Toronto zone. Once again, it's won by the Maple Leafs. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the opening frame. Domi dumps it into the Vegas zone. Picked up then down low by Kolasar, who will backhand that one off the net then for Riley Smith, who attempted to break that one through center. Leafs get it back. Matthews dumps that one then into the Vegas zone. Here's Lazone now in the corner, fighting for it with Domi. Off the boards now, Barbashev holds that one against the boards. Not sure what they're trying to do there. I'm not sure what he's trying to do there. Riley Smith will clear back into the Maple Leaf zone. Benoit gets it back. Approaching the final minute of play in the first period. Here's Benoit. Through center, poke checked away. Marner comes into the zone. Pass back in front. And it goes wide. Puck trickles towards the net. And it nearly got through, but Maple Leafs were right there to stop it. Now off the boards, Robertson will come down low in his own zone as we are now in the final minute of play. And Wah will dump that one here into the Vegas zone. It's Holtz. Off the boards for Marner. Marner to Hurdle. Hurdle dumps it down low then into the Toronto zone. Morgan Riley picks it up, banks it all the way to center. Nobody is there. 30 seconds now on the clock and counting down. Shea Theodore now regroups here in the Vegas zone. Theodore, pass back to Mark Stone. Stone comes in, gets knocked off. Eichel takes it back, fires it through, and just wide of Stolar as it went through the crease area there. 10 seconds left. Vegas holding it in their own zone. Toronto forcing them to play the puck. It gets cleared into the Maple Leaf zone for an icing with 7.9 to go on the clock. So Toronto will get a last second chance here in these last 10 seconds. Ooh, Mitch Marner nearly had a goal, and it almost trickled in, but it was not enough. Face-off coming here in the Golden Knights zone. Face-off won by the Knights, or the Maple Leafs. Cleared around now behind the net. 3 seconds, 2 and 1, and that'll do it. End of the opening period here in Toronto, and an early start by Vegas gets the Golden Knights on the board. They lead by 2. Goals scored by Jack Eichel and Keegan Kolasar as Vegas has the 2-goal advantage here heading into the second period. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for the start of the second period momentarily. And again, guys, I appreciate all the support. Thank you all for choosing my stream over everybody else. I know there's plenty of different channels that are streaming here tonight, so I really do appreciate you guys choosing my stream over all those other ones. Don't forget to subscribe and like the stream as well. When you like the stream, it helps out bringing more people in here and with the engagement. So anything is greatly appreciated. Puck Trickle sounds like the brother of that NASCAR driver in the late early 90s named Dick Trickle. That's a great name. That's a great freaking name. All right, going to make the Eichel clip. So we'll take a brief moment here, just kind of chill out for a little bit, and then we'll get started with the second period in about 15 minutes. That time always feels like the longest time. Am I right?
Zone won by the Golden Knights. Theodore back over then for Lazone, who dumps it down low behind the net. Barbashev Stone to Eichel. He scores! Stone won by the Golden Knights. Theodore back over then for Lazone, who dumps it down low behind the net. Barbashev Stone to Eichel. He scores! Jack Eichel, his 5th point in seconds in. Wow.
Yeah, guys, take Sharky's advice. Subscribe. I appreciate that, man. I saw your message on your community page, too. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. It means a lot.
Jack Eichel gets us going here right away. That did not take long.
So, again, we'll be live. I'll go over this. I'll go over the other scores around the NHL in a moment, and we'll also go over our commentary schedule for the weekend here coming up. We'll be live on Monday as well, so don't fret. We'll be live on Monday, too. Only one stream, though, on Monday. There is no 10 p.m. matchup. Otherwise, I would do two. Little upset about that, but what can you do? As we head into this last week of February.
So it's safe to say that it has been an apocalyptic week for the Ottawa Senators. They blew all three of these games, these two in overtime, this one in regulation. They should have went 4-0 the past week, including their win.
All right.
Well, let me ask you a question really quick, both of you.
Back in our first intermission, Kevin Gexel, Luke Gasnick, Elliot Friedman, and let's hear from Jack Eichel with Kyle.
All right, let's take a look at the other scores around the NHL as of right now through 20 minutes of play. There's, I believe, like 7 games tonight, which is pretty tight for a Friday slate.
You have lived through an emotional first game back in your own building. Do you feel the need at all to say anything to Mitch today, or anything at least to take the edge off going in?
Not really. I just told him to enjoy it.
8 games on this wonderful Friday. There's one other game that is currently going on. It is Blackhawks and Lightning. Ryan Green opens the scoring early from Lardis and Moore. And it's a 1-0 lead there for Chicago after 20 minutes of play. Later on tonight, you got Stars and Blues at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Avalanche Flyers and Capitals Flames at 9 p.m. Eastern Time as well. And then you have 3 games on the 10 p.m. slate. Devils Canucks, which if Quinn Hughes was still on Vancouver, I would stream that game. But we're going with Rangers Sharks. And then Ducks versus Kraken is also our game there later tonight as we await the start of the second period here. Going to update the all-time Watch with Nordic scoring sheet. If you have anything you guys want to talk about, any questions or anything like that, be sure to comment them down below. Anything NHL related, doesn't have to be NHL related either. I'll answer almost anything you say to me, you ask me.
Because they really were going to stand up for Marner, and also they lost last night. They had a bad loss. And this was the first thing. They kind of positioned themselves in front of the camera. Make it hard to...
Thanks for keeping at it, dude. Love the commentary. Thank you, our RJMC. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, all the positive comments mean a lot, guys. It really does. It's great to have them every single time I commentate a stream. I feel like it makes me better generally. Like, I mean, I've been doing, this is our 150th all time. I mean, I love doing this. Like, I say all the time to everybody I know, like, this is my favorite thing to do. I love coming on here for a Thursday night commentary or a Monday night commentary. If I could, I would genuinely do it every single day. Seriously. I'd commentate all 1,000 games. I love it so much. It's awesome.
Vegas players were banging their sticks on the glass to protect from any booing that may come. I think first period, it was very evident that Vegas as a unit, as a group from the they were ready for it to be a big game for them, for Marner. They knew there probably was going to be some booze, so they were definitely there to score. They were on their toes. They were buzzing around. Leafs weren't for some reason, right? Like, I don't know if they thought this game would be that big of a deal. A lot of their answers leading into the game were like, just another game. Is it though? Is it? It's not just another game to Vegas, and it looked that way in the first. And it's also not just another game for your fans. Right? Exactly. Well, just before you go, Luke, let's just mention, Toronto's, they're in a stretch here with 7 games in 12 days.
I'm in Canada. Cable's too expensive, and the Sportnet app is way overpriced. Yeah. I mean, again, like, I understand, like, you know, if I'm the company, like, I mean, it's messed up to be, like, doing that, but, yeah, I mean, I would, if I'm a businessman with Sportsnet and all that, and Rogers, because I think Rogers owns them, too, I would do it, too. Just because, like, how much it is, and there's really no other option. Like, yeah, there's TSN, but you don't get the Leafs on there most of the time, if I'm correct. It's hard to watch out of market games. I think TSN only really gets Montreal and I believe Ottawa. So this is how you're watching me tonight, or watching the Leafs. Well, I'm glad I'm doing a good job for you, or trying to. Yeah, it sucks. I mean, like, again, like, you talk about wanting to grow the game, and then you make everything so overpriced that it's impossible to. Yeah, Canada has 40 million people, so it makes it, like, impossible to even, like, you know, do anything. Subscribe to ESPN Plus, but I enjoy the commentary because those guys suck mostly, except for maybe Brendan Burke. Thank you, Sharky. I mean, I generally like most of the commentators. I like Mike Monaco. Buchagros is all right. I don't hate Levy on the call either. I like Monaco. Monaco's great. Kenny Albert on TNT is awesome as well. That's TNT, though. That's not ESPN. I mean, again, generally, like, whenever I'm watching hockey, I would say about 80% of the time I'm streaming. So it's like, I don't even really listen to the commentary, to be honest with you.
You mentioned last night, Elliot, the game in Boston for Vegas. You had a game with Zadorov and Theodore and Dorofeyev. There were so many doors in that game. And tonight it's just Craig Berube going to show Toronto the door if they can pick it up here. 20 minutes in, it's Vegas Golden Knights leading by a score of 2-0. Our coverage on a Friday night special edition of Molson NHL Hockey on Sportsnet.
TSN gets a lot of the Montreal games. Yeah, so they get Montreal most of the time. But unless if you're not a Montreal fan, you're screwed. I mean, I don't know how much TSN is either. Who knows? Maybe Rogers just buys TSN eventually. Leafs always gag in big moments. It's true. They were gagging at the start. I thought they got better as the period went along, but Vegas was definitely the better team. That got about 6 minutes till the start of the second. But, yeah, they do gag in big moments. I mean, just look at last year's playoffs. And the year before. And the year before. And the year before. And the year before. It's just like you can go year before and year before forever. Blow my nose there super quickly. Sorry, guys. Shots are 10-5. Only one penalty in that first period. What else can I talk about? Trying to think. Live commentary schedule for this upcoming weekend. We obviously have these two games tonight. We got Sharks and Rangers. Tonight at 10 p.m. we got Capitals Oilers tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time as well. Then on Sunday, we have a 3-game matinee. It'll be Maple Leafs versus Avalanche for the second time this season. Golden Knights versus Senators for the second time this season. And Ducks versus Flames will be our later game as well. So 3 games on Sunday. Looking forward to it. Monday, we got one. It is Mammoth versus Lightning on the 7 p.m. matchup there. Not a huge game that we're commentating, but we haven't done the Lightning that much this season, and we haven't done the Mammoth in a while, so got to get those 2 teams in there. Love it, Sharky. Love to hear that. Rogers owns 75% of the Leafs. Yeah, Larry owns the other 25. So it is what it is, I guess. That's the way it is with how these companies work and all that. So you just kind of have to accept it, to be honest. All right, second period. Going to start here in a moment. And tonight, love to hear that. Sharky, what team are you a fan of? I can't exactly remember. You said Islanders, right? We got Islanders. I mean, I plan my schedule ahead. We're doing Rangers, Islanders on Wednesday. So I'm actually pretty excited for that game. That'll be a fun game. That's on Wednesday this next week. That'll be my first day of school, unless if we get a lot of snow, which is possible. Yeah, you're an Islanders fan? I'm trying to remember. So we'll be live for Islanders on Wednesday. They've had a great season. Haven't streamed them that much, so looking forward to getting another one in there for them. And then we'll have like another week of the NHL season, and then that's it. The Olympics. I think February 3rd is the last night of games. We'll be live that night for games. Unless if I have to work. Could be Monday. That's our last day for the NHL. We'll see. We will see. Taking the night off from my stream, sending everyone here. Great. Well, you don't have to take the night off, but thank you, man. I appreciate that. Let me go sub to your channel here real quick. There you go. Yes, I will. I will probably stream the Olympics. The Olympics are tough, though, because I'm in school. So it creates, like, you gotta... Like, I obviously need to prioritize school. But we'll be live Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure, as well as weekends. Weekends, we will 100% get commentaries in there. It's perfect, though, because those streams are like 6 in the morning, 10 in the morning. That way, I can do the streams in the morning and then go to work. So it works out really well. I'm excited to have that. All right, second period here, starting up in just a moment. So we'll get ready for the middle frame here in a little bit. It says we're almost ready to start. Shots are 10-5 through those first 20 minutes of play. Royals game still 0-0. Alrighty, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Toronto Maple Leafs. First period recap, goals were scored by Jack Eichel and Keegan Colasar. As Vegas has a 2-0 lead here through 20 minutes of play. Stats through 20, shots were 10-5, face-off percentage was 67% in favor of the Maple Leafs. Hits were 9-2 Toronto. Block shots 6-4 Vegas. As we get ready for period number 2. 10 college, so it's tough as well. Definitely prioritize school. Usually use intermissions on the weekend to work. Laundry. But be here for the Olympics. Great. Yeah, so it'd be like Tuesdays and Thursdays. If I didn't have a 9 a.m. class, I could probably do one early in the morning, but logistically, it just doesn't work. All right, second period between Toronto and Vegas is underway. Face-off here is won back then by the Maple Leafs. Now Carlo over then for Morgan Riley, who banks it off the boards. Pass to center to Nyes. Nyes comes into the zone, fires it, and it goes on Aiden Hill. Backhand, they score! John Tavares picks up the rebound in front as Hill did not know where the puck is. And Toronto responds back, scoring 13 seconds in, and they cut the lead in half. So right off the draw, Matthew Nyes comes into the zone, gets the shot on Aiden Hill. He didn't know where the puck is. He nearly got it away, but didn't get it away enough. Tavares was waiting right there to tuck in that rebound, and it's 2-1. John Tavares, his 19th goal of the season, and coming up on another 20-goal season here for Tavares, who was at a awesome campaign. Here's Ivan Barbashev now, who breaks it back through center. Eichel on the right side fires it on Stolarz. He makes the save. Taking it back then down low. It's Barbashev thrown back to center. Toronto gets it back. Max Domi flicks it out to center. Matthews racing for that puck. It slides in on Hill, who will kick the puck away. Picked up by Domi. A shot goes wide. Kept in the zone, though, by the Maple Leafs. Behind the net now, McCann battling for that puck with Lazone. Trying to break it free now. It's Mark Stone here on the right side. Through the zone, Barbashev. Back over then for Eichel. A shot goes on Stolarz, who makes the save. Assist on that goal were Nyes and Michelli. Here's Matthews now into the zone. Warps it around behind the net. Gets knocked down by Korzak, and no call. Maple Leafs fans are unhappy about that. Here's Eichel now moving it through center. Gets knocked off the puck. Now Toronto regroups in their own end. Stolen back then. And taking it through center is Ronsberg. Shoots it just wide of Anthony Stolarz. Down low now it's Troy Stecher. Stecher off the boards then for Benoit. Picked back up then by Ronsberg on the right side. Waugh trying to play that one down low here. Thank you, Sharky. I appreciate that. Waugh feeds it up to the point. Vegas gets it back. Hutton fires it, deflected in the air. Taken back by Colasar. Puck's in front. And stolen back then by Nick Robertson, who will bank it out to center. Cowan picks it up then for the Maple Leafs into the zone now. Robertson dekes in. Poke checked away by the Golden Knights. Here through center now. Alexander Holtz takes that one in. Down the left side. Loops it back around down low. Ronsberg fighting for it then with Brandon Carlo. Holtz intercepted then by the Maple Leafs. Now Robertson will dump it here into the Vegas zone. Golden Knights get it back. Noah Hannafin rushing it now here through center. A shot on Stolarz is denied. And no rebound there in front. 17-18 left to go in the second period. Golden Knights now with a 2-1 lead as Toronto puts themselves on the board. Maple Leafs, since the firing of Mark Savard, they are tied for third in the NHL with most points. Their power play has been on a phenomenal hot streak as well. Lawton will take the draw here now against Hurdle. Face-off is banked back down low now. Scott Lawton behind the Maple Leafs net. Off the boards to center. Slides back down low then. Hannafin will throw it up then for Carlo, who will dump it into the Golden Knights zone. Hannafin picks it up. Back then to Dorofeev. Puck goes up in the air and out of play. And I think a fan might have caught that. And chances here for both sides. Maple Leafs off to a better start here for sure. That's very optimistic. John Tavares with an early goal to open up the third. Down low now, Vegas handles the puck to center. Dorofeev battling for it then with Morgan Riley. Michelli to Dorofeev, back to Marner. Marner racing for that puck. Gets it back from Riley, loses control of it. Now down low, Dorofeev. Off the boards then for Stetcher. Stetcher tried to throw the one to the zone now. Dorofeev takes it back off the post. As he fires that one, he beats Stolarz. Rebound, they score! It's Pavel Dorofeev who gets it on the second chance. And the Golden Knights have regained their 2-goal lead. Pavel Dorofeev, his 22nd goal of the season. He shot the puck off the post. Vegas got it right back. And shot it again past Stolarz. All right, just got to upload that real quick. Sorry about that, guys. Pavel Dorofeev. Looks like it'll be an unassisted goal. But Dorofeev picks up his 22nd goal of the season. He had 2 goals in Toronto's previous matchup. Banked off the boards now. Anderson battling forward with Eichel. McMahon shoots it down low to Domi. Domi thrown to center. Barbashev gets it back. He'll send Stone and Eichel. Eichel trying to pick that one up, and Vegas goes offside, so they'll be forced to come back out of the zone. Ekman Larson drops it back for McMahon, who dumps it down low into the Vegas zone. Stolen back then by Eichel. Eichel to Anderson. Puck deflects off the boards and all the way back into the Toronto zone. About 5 minutes gone in the second period. Pavel Dorofeev, his 22nd goal of the year, unassisted. McCabe off the boards then for Robertson, who will backhand that one into the Golden Knights zone. Korzak fighting with Callan down low in the corner. Smith tries to play it ahead. Ronsberg up to Korzak, back over then into the zone. Kolasar pass to center. Smith a shot. Save in front by Stolarz. Puck was loose, bound low. But Stetcher tucks it under Stolarz and forces the whistle. And had that gone a separate way, that could have been another goal for Vegas, and that could have put the game away. Shots are 14-7. Vegas with double the shots that Toronto has. And it's a 2-goal lead for the Golden Knights once again. Carlo off the boards to Scott Lawton. Golden Knights trying to take it back. Lawton down low, played behind the net then for Carlo. Carlo to Morgan Riley. Riley off the boards for Lund. Can't get that one back. It's stolen by Bowman, who throws it down low. Now Lazone through to center. Battling with it then, over for Bowman. He scores! Braden Bowman puts it top corner, and the Golden Knights, with their 4th goal on 15 shots, it's 4-1 Vegas. And the few Golden Knights fans are very happy here in Toronto. It's Braden Bowman, who is one of the rookies here for Vegas, who has played very, very well this season. His 7th goal of the year, assisted by Tanner Lazinski, who was actually my sister's favorite player when he played in Lehigh Valley with the Phantoms. And Alexander Holtz. And that line's been a little active here tonight. I'm not surprised they convert on the score sheet. 4-1 Vegas. Here's Tavares now down low, banked off the boards and off of Aiden Hill. Another shot on net, save in front. Now I will say this, Toronto did have a couple multi-goal leads in the previous game between these two teams. Vegas came back and won. No sense as to why Toronto can't. Puck deflected off of Aiden Hill and out. Yeah, not great for Toronto at all. I agree, David. 4 goals on 15 shots is certainly not what the doctor ordered here for the Leafs. And as a result, they are certainly paying for it here to open up this second period. Marner taking the draw against Tavares. Face off one, Ekman-Larsson. A shot goes off of Hill. Down low now in the corner. Taken back then by Vegas. Dorofiev banks it off the boards as it slides all the way back down into the Toronto zone. Michelli battling for it. Taken back then by Marner. Marner to center, or at least he tried to get it there. It's stolen back then by the Maple Leafs. Here's Nyes through the zone. Dumps it down low. Hannafin off the boards. Vegas gets it back. Mitch Marner brings it in. Pass forward then. Stolen back by Matthews, who kicks it up then to Michelli, who will dump that one down low. Hill now battling forward with Theodore. Matthews gets it back down low. Domi handles the puck. Throws it up to the point. Golden Knight without his own stick. Stetcher to Domi as Toronto sets up. Stetcher, a shot is blocked. McCabe gets it back down low. Jake McCabe battling forward with Stone. Matthews gets back. Wraparound chance in front. Jabbing at that puck. It comes up to the point. McCabe to Domi. Domi to Matthews. Down low. McCabe can't get the shot on. Domi gets it back now at the right circle. Maple Leafs have the offensive zone pressure. Can't get a shot on. Domi down low to Matthews. Matthews battling for it then with Lazone. Domi tried to throw past the center. Now Hurdle off the boards for Stone. Back to Barbashev as it's cleared all the way into the Toronto zone. McCabe battling forward with Barbashev off the boards then for Stetcher. Shots are 15-9 in favor of Vegas. McMahon tried wrapping that one around then down low. Ben Hutton then back for Lazone. Played all the way back to center. Barbashev comes into the zone. Try to take that one around now behind the net. Stolen back then down low by Waugh. 12 minutes to go. Cowan will clear that one into the Vegas end. Now behind the net then Cowan battling for it. It's banked off the boards down low now. Cowan attempting to get it back. Waugh cleared around now behind the net. Benoit thrown back up to the point then. Ekman-Larsson to Waugh. Waugh to Cowan. Cowan back over then for Robertson, trying to play that puck around. Robertson gets it back down low for Cowan. Cowan tied up by Riley Smith. Played back to the right side. Kolasar banks it up then for Smith. Here comes Barbashev. Barbashev to Smith. Tried sending him 1-on-0. And the pass was incomplete. Toronto gets it back. Robertson to Waugh. Through the zone now, Cowan tried to deke around Anderson as Anderson got knocked down to the ground. Taking it through center, Lazinski comes in, dekes around, fires it, saved by Stolarz. Rebound in front, and back down low here to the corner. Stolarz back over then for Bowman. Bowman to the point to Hannafin. Back to Anderson. To Hannafin, a shot. Tip just wide of Stolarz. Back down low now to the corner. Toronto will get it back. Michelli will dump that one into the zone. Tavares fighting for it now with Hannafin. Michelli gets it back down low. Vegas plays it forward. Now Bowman up then for Holtz, who will dump that one into the Maple Leaf zone. Shots are 16-8 in favor of Vegas as we approach the halfway mark of the game and the period. 3-goal lead for the Golden Knights. Toronto gets it back. Michelli dumps it here into the Vegas zone. Now Theodore off the boards for Marner. Mitch Marner getting loud boos here in Toronto. Drops it back to Hurdle. Hurdle to Theodore. Pass back. Dorofeev. It's intercepted by the Leafs. Kept in, though, by the Knights. Dorofeev to Theodore. Marner trying to get that puck back off the boards then for Nyes. Here they come the way. It's Scott Laughton. Laughton in alone. And in on Hill. In the post. It went in. Oh, my goodness. Scott Laughton with one of the more interesting goals we've seen this season. And the Maple Leafs strike back. It's 4-2. Scott Laughton, as that was a really weird puck. We'll see this from the angle, but a great send-off there by Nyes, who notices Laughton all alone on the breakaway. And that puck just slides through Adin Hill's 5-hole and into the net. That's one that Adin Hill is really going to want back. Oh, that sucks for Adin Hill. But Scott Laughton from Matthew Nyes, his 8th goal of the season. And the Maple Leafs are within 2. Down low now, Domi picks up the puck. Pass up to the point, Ekman-Larsson fires it just wide of Hill now down low. Matthews battling for it then with Hannafin. Hannafin then to McCann. McCann to Matthews. Matthews shoots it, save by Hill. McCann, down low Domi. Domi to Ekman-Larsson. Back to Matthews then. Try to play that one back. Golden Knights trying to battle for it as well. Ekman-Larsson to Matthews to Domi. Down low to McMahon. Trying to battle for that puck. Vegas gets it right back. 3-on-2 the other way. Eichel to Stone. Trying to send a cross-ice pass to Barbashev. It did not get all the way there. Shots are 16-11. What's a save percentage anyway? Less than 9 minutes to go in the second. Ben Hutton will break it through center. Smith dumps it down low then for Carlo. Yarncrook comes into the zone and battles for it then. Yarncrook. Point to Carlo. Riley tries shooting that one on Adin Hill. Carlo dumps it down low now behind the net to Laughton, or at least tried to get it there. Now Lorenz fires it. Blocked. Yeah, that's how it works. I mean, this is a game that is very, very important. I'm really not that shocked in the slightest that Vegas has come out here and played a lot better. Even when they're on a back-to-back, too. Vegas played last night. And it was a really bad game as well. They almost won. Or they almost came back. Shouldn't say they almost won. Here's Nyes now down low. Not a lot of options there for him. Just throws it behind the net. Ben Hutton picks it up then for Vegas. Nyes gets it back. Fires it on net. Saved there by Hill. Golden Knights pick it up. Taking it now through center is Hutton, who dumps that one down low. Stolarz out of his net to play the puck. Will throw it down low to Ekman-Larsson, who will bank that one off the boards. Now Theodore. Played ahead then for Benoit. Through the zone now Michelli. Michelli comes in then down the right side. Gets tied up then by Waugh, who sends it behind the net then for Tomas Hertl. Hurdle to Jeremy Lazone. Back over then for Hurdle. Lazone dumps it into the zone. Ekman Larson. Off the boards to Robertson. Robertson back then to Waugh. 3-on-3 the other way. Michelli. Down low, tried to feed it up to the point. Now Dorofeev takes it back. And tried to break that one through center. Now Cowan to Waugh. Banks it to center. Stolen back then by the Golden Knights. Still the boos for Mitch Marner being heard pretty clearly tonight. Kind of a lot of back and forth since that Lawton goal. Just teams trying to get opportunities defensively, holding them away. Here's McCabe now behind the Toronto net. Thrown back, Stetcher to McMahon. McMahon into the zone, shoots it on. It goes wide of Hill. Now Stetcher at the point. Clear down low for Matthews. Back to Domi. Domi to the point. Stetcher a shot. Save rebounds in front. And they can't get it there clearly. Domi steals it back. Domi. Down low then to McCabe. Fed up to the point. Domi to Stetcher. Down low. Matthews to the point to Stetcher. Tipped. And out of play. And if I saw that correctly, Stetcher just slashed his stick against the boards in frustration. But Scott Lawton stops the bleeding here in Vegas. Or in Toronto. Sorry, we're in Toronto. It's a 4-2 game. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. I would really appreciate it. Trying to get to 5K subscribers. Every sub is greatly appreciated. Oh my gosh. All right. Check everything here real quick. All right. Back here from commercial break. I meant to do something. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Got to go to the Maple Leafs app here. Pick up the Toronto goal. All right. Face-off coming up here. It appears in the Vegas zone. Golden Knights lead 4-2. Shots are 16-13. Down low here now. Michelli feeds a cross-ice pass to Riley, who shoots it on. It goes wide of Hill. And all the way back into the Toronto zone. Brandon Carlo off the boards for Riley. Through center now. Michelli takes it in. Will dump that one down low. Battling for it now. Tavares throws it in front now. Knives with the chances. Not connected. Riley. Right side. Fires it on Hill, who I believe got a save on that. Might have went off the side of the net. I'm not sure. Puck will come out to center. Here's Knives. Circling back around here now in the zone is Ekman Larson. So they did get the shot on there. Carlo to Domi. Domi back to OEL. OEL to McMahon. McMahon clears it around behind the net. Matthews trying to feed a pass to center. Off the boards then Benoit. Behind the net then for Domi. Domi throws it in front, or at least he tried to. Now Matthews with a big hit there on Lazone. And you hear some cheers here from the Toronto fans. Ekman Larson to Benoit. Pass in front. And it deflects back down low then. Anderson. Off the boards. Matthews back to Domi. Matthews takes it back. Trying to move it to center. Leafs have had more offensive zone possession in this game than Vegas has. Matthews to Domi. Puck is poke checked off then by a Golden Knights stick. Lazone will clear it to center. Now Ekman Larson back over to Benoit. Leafs come into the zone. Matthews' a shot goes wide. He would have had him beat if he got that on. Puck comes back out to center. So, if my memory serves me correctly, 2 of the 4 goals that Vegas has had have been off the rush, generally. Both of Toronto's goals have, so I guess there's that. Lawton. Bank back down low here into the corner. Korzak battling forward here with Lawton. 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. Hear a little go Leafs go chant here in Toronto. Shots 16-13. They're taking shots off the board. Marner throws it to center. It's covered by Stolars. And we will go to commercial break once again. Golden Knights lead 4-2. With just over 3 minutes to go. Oh my gosh. All right. Watching an Enterprise commercial. Face-off coming here now in the Toronto zone. As the boys look on here. Face-off won by the Knights. At the point, Anderson. Played in front. Saved by Stolars. As he got that shot on now. Nyes to center. Tavares. Battling for it now. Nyes and Anderson. Nyes will win the battle to Matthews in front. Packed up to the point. Shot. Goes just wide of Hill. Taken back then by Ekman Larson. Down low, Tavares. Tavares forced out to center. Regrouping now with it as McCabe. Less than 3 minutes to go. Matthews. Battling forward with Hanifin. Back to Barbashev. Barbashev to Eichel. Matthews comes into the zone to center. Pass down low then for Nyes. Does not get there in time. Now Eichel here down low in the corner. Played up to Stone. Mark Stone back to Hanifin. Off the boards. Golden Knights take it in. Stone comes in. Pass over. He should have shot that. Here come the Maple Leafs the other way. It's Robertson who will bank it to center. Racing for it then is Cowan. Battling for it with Korzak. Stone. Off the boards. Puck comes in front. What a save by Aiden Hill. Are you kidding me? Got a little smile on his face there. You can see it through the mask. What a stop by Aiden Hill. He caught that with the glove. Oh, my Lord. Windmill save there. What a stop. And we go to another commercial break. Feels like we're getting like 10 million different commercial breaks. That's what they do. You got to jab them in here. As always. All right. Shot 16-15 here in the middle frame. Golden Knights lead the Leafs by 2. Royals being killed, but they're winning the game. Ten total, 6 total goals here tonight. And 15 in total over the entire season series. 6 goals tonight, 15 over the entire series. I thought I said 10. I did not say 10. Matthews to Domi. Domi to the point to Stetcher. Stetcher back to Riley. Riley to Domi. Domi fires it. They score! Golden Knights are waving for a high stick. We will see if that makes a decision here, but it looks like it was Austin Matthews who got it. And we'll see if Vegas will challenge this, but regardless of that, it's 4-3. Looks like it might have been Bobby McMahon, actually. As McMahon was the first one in the handshake line, but we will see. And let's see the tip here. Ooh, that. I mean, I can't really tell from that angle. That looks close. We'll see better from this angle here. Fucking ref's head's in the way. Ah, you bitch. Can't even tell. I imagine Vegas will challenge. Yep, previous play is under review, so they will take a look at this one. It's going to be Bobby McMahon's goal if it ends up going that way, but it looks like it's a high tip in front. It's an NHL review. It's not a coach's challenge. So we will see if this goes in Toronto's favor. I can tell you from the eye test, that does look above the net. That does look above the net. It's a little hard to... The one angle, like, the ref's head's in the way. All right, this was quick. Let's see what the call is. Oh, it's a good goal. Really? Wow, okay. I think the linesman might have helped out there because his head was in the way of the one angle, but all right. Bobby McMahon, assisted by Max Domi and Morgan Riley. And we have a 1-goal hockey game here, folks. What's up, RJB? Welcome back. came back from the AHL. That's today? The AHL Winter Classics today. Nice. Face off here now at center. Cleared all the way back into the Toronto zone. I thought that would have been called back. Just because it looked a little bit high, but maybe, I mean, what do I know? Banked off the boards here to center. Shots are now dead even at 16 apiece. Here in this second period as we approach the final minute. Bowman a shot. Saved by Stolars. Face off here now in the Maple Leaf zone. It's won by Toronto. As my screen freezes. Nice. What a goal. Let's go love the vids. Thank you. Between Iowa and the Admirals. Nice. And my game just crashed. Are we back? Or am I going to have to reset? Sorry, guys. My Wi-Fi not cooperating with me right now with this. TV is not a fan of my Wi-Fi. It's loading. So I'll probably miss a second here. We're back. All right, 30 seconds to go. Matthews into the zone. Down low here now in the corner. Timeline's down. Back over then for Ekman Larson. OEL down low for Matthews, who battles for that puck as it ticks down here. 13 seconds left. McMahon. Final 10 seconds left in the period. Dumped into the Vegas zone. 3 seconds. 2 and 1. That will do it. End of 40 here in Toronto as the Maple Leafs started the comeback there at the end, but 2 goals from Vegas, 3 from Toronto. And it's a 1-goal lead here for the Golden Knights heading into the third period. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for the start of the third period momentarily. All right. Got some work to do here in this middle frame. Going to make the Tavares goal the clip of the period. But good answer back by the Maple Leafs. Keep this game interesting. Love to see that. Who doesn't love a close game?
Second period between is underway. Face-off here. Face-off here is won back then by the Maple Leafs. Now Carlo over then for Morgan Riley, who banks it off the boards. Pass the center to Nyes. Nyes comes into the zone. Carlo over then for Morgan Riley, who banks it off the boards. Pass the center to Nyes. Nyes comes into the zone. Fires it.
All right. Sorry, guys. Trying to get this time accurate here on the clip.
Nyes comes into the zone. Fires it. And it goes on in. Hill backhand. They score. John Tavares picks up the rebound in front as Hill did not know where the puck is. And Toronto responds back, scoring 13 seconds in. And they cut the lead in half.
All right. Any questions? If you guys have anything you guys want to ask, feel free to comment them down below. Sorry about that little lag spike there at the end of the period. Obviously not what I was intending there to happen, but I appreciate all the support here tonight. Subscribe down below if you're new. Like the stream as well. Helps out with the engagement, brings more people in here.
Now Carlo over then for Morgan Riley, who banks it off the board. Pass center to Nyes. Nyes comes into the
All right.
Someone asked me today if I thought Mitch Marner was going to get booed tonight in his return to Toronto for the first time as a member of the Vegas.
Posting this.
Do I think? Baby, they booed him when he was on the team. They're going to boo him out of the building.
Oh my gosh. So to recap tonight's game so far, Jack Eichel opened up the scoring. Keegan Colasar followed it up. It was a 2-0 Vegas lead after 20. In the middle frame, John Tavares made it 2-1. And then Pavel Dorofeev and Braden Bowman answered back, making it a 4-1 game. Followed by Scott Lawton with a puck just trickling through Aiden Hill. And then Bobby McMahon with a high tip in front makes it a 4-3 game here after 40 minutes of play. A couple things to look at here in the box score. Numerous Golden Knights players have points. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Vegas players, all of them forwards, have points. The only forwards who have not registered a point here tonight are Tomas Hertl and Mitch Marner. So, of course, Marner pointless here tonight. That is the least surprising thing about this game so far. Honestly, the least surprising thing. As for Toronto, Matthew Knies with a multi-point game. He has himself with 2 assists here tonight. That is Knies with his 4th multi-point game here in Watch with Nordic history. Becomes the 24th player to have 4 or more multi-point performances. So there you go. Sorry about that, guys. We'll go over these scores around the league here in just a second, uploading the Tavares goal clip here super quickly. Then we'll go over the other scores while I take a look at the all-time scoring sheet. All right. Other scores around the NHL here as other games kick off. What's up, Rex? Let's go Leafs. Love to hear that. Welcome to the stream, Rex. All right. Other scores around the NHL currently. Golden Knights with a 4-3 lead over Vegas. Or Golden Knights with a 4-3 lead over Toronto. They have a lead over themselves. After 40, Blackhawks and Lightning are tied at 1 apiece. After 40 minutes of play, Stars and Blues are tied 1-1. Dalibor Dvorsky and Wyatt Johnston scoring there, making it a 1-1 game. In the game against Colorado and Philadelphia, which will be starting up here very, very soon. Washington and Calgary also at 9 p.m. And then Devils, Canucks, Rangers, Sharks, which we will be live for, and Ducks, Kraken are the 3 games on the later slate here, so it should be a pretty fun night of hockey, as it always is. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. It feels like a Saturday. I was expecting for Friedman's Saturday night headlines, but it's not Saturday. It's Friday. Feels like a Saturday, though. You know my boys in orange have you hyped as hell? Yes, sir. I know they do. As always, brother. I'll be streaming them on Sunday. Looking forward to it, as long as I don't lose power. Because we're getting a storm here in Pennsylvania and the East Coast. Does feel like Saturday, all the hockey as your head spinning out. Yep. I believe that.
Elliot, who are all these guys? Vegas' bottom six. They're unbelievable players. There's Holtz, there's Lazinski, there's Bowman. I know Colasar. Colasar was ripping jerseys down in warm-up. He's been all over his fingerprints in this game. This is the goal in the first period. He was one of the guys who was...
Yeah, multi-assist period there by Nyes. Picks up his 9th and 10th assists in commentary history.
They've been dominating their shifts, and I think that's the difference in when you look at a team like Vegas, where you look at them and you think this is one of the best teams in the NHL right now. It's because their bottom six outplays every other team's bottom six.
Here from New York, 24 to 36 inches. Yeah, it's going to be a brutal freaking weekend. All hockey nights are good nights, damn right. Yeah, we're not getting that much. We are projected to get like 6 to 12 inches, maybe more. Like, I saw 15 to 20. But that's a lot of snow. And I hope we get this amount of snow and then never get any more snow again for the rest of the year. Because it's going to suck. All I hope, I don't care how much snow we get, as long as I don't lose power. Because if I lose power midstream or anything like that, I'm going to cry. It's not often I get a chance to live stream 3 games in a day. It's very, very rare for me. So I'm hoping that I will be able to get that opportunity here this weekend on Sunday. All right. All right. Just updating this real quick. Stay safe in Florida for college. Oh, lucky you. Yeah. Don't even complain about the snow. Hope I don't lose power, not just for hockey. Yeah, definitely. I live in a forest, too, so, like, it sucks. I live in a house in the forest. Need that Sunday cast. Yeah, so hopefully I don't lose power. And if I do, it's not during the streams. That's really Holt's first point? Jesus. All right, I got to take a name off here. All right. How do I want to do this? I'm out of space. I'm going to take Pietrangelo off. All right. Third period coming up in about 4 minutes, it says on my feed. So stay here, guys. Get ready for the third in just a moment. Sorry, I was just trying to figure something out here.
Canadian jerseys. Wow. 5 symbols. There's Connor. He donated his York Simcoe Express, and he was the first to try one on. So prominent hockey players are going to wear these over the next weeks in a national campaign that shows off our common passion for the game. Jordan Bennington donated his coronation sweater.
All right.
There this week at Montreal Victoire. Go ahead, Kevin.
Well, my first impression was not the same as Connor's. I was like, what's going on here? But then when I inspected it, it's actually really cool. This is my favorite right here, the Vancouver Pregame, more commonly known as the Vancouver Millionaires. That's my favorite one.
I'm staying local here. North Toronto hockey. I was a North York Knights kid. That was their biggest rival. But Tommy Wilson, North Toronto Arena, right up in northern Toronto.
That would be the Vancouver Thousand Bears if it was for me. I did like the York Simcoe Express, but since you already mentioned it, I don't know what that is, but that one catches fire.
Well, that's neat. We have every province, every territory.
Okay, the Northwest Polar Bears.
I'll go with the Fort McMurray Oil Barons, AJHL, Colton Parayko, Chris Phillips, among the many greats who played up north in the AJ.
You really couldn't figure that one out? You just never guess. Don't assume that's Northwest Territory. No, it could be Newtonbrook High School, Ontario. Oh, my God, good pull.
Almost done. All right, almost ready for the third. Coming up after this commercial break, guys. Morgan Riley gets his 10th career point in commentary history, becomes the 40th player to reach that milestone. All right. Third period coming up in a moment. Again, just want to say thank you all so much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe down below if you're new. We do these commentary streams every single week. I'm going to go to the bathroom super quick before we get started here with the third, but coming up in just a moment. Alrighty, I have returned. Back from the bathroom. Yeah, that went by quick. Already here, almost in the third. Nuts. Alright, where's my weather at? It's windy outside. Feels like -2. Good lord. How's the wind gust? It should get better by the end of the game. All right. Royals and Nailers tied at 1 apiece. Gotta monitor that game. About to say, it said I didn't have Wi-Fi. Oh, never mind. 2-0 Nailers. Or 2-1 Nailers. Alrighty, let's get ready for the start of the third period here between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Second period recap. Goals were scored by John Tavares, Pavel Dorofeev, Braden Bowman, Scott Laughton, and Bobby McMahon. All right, sorry about that. Just had to upload the Royals report update. Storm lost power last night. Not sure why, but it's running out. Good. Stats through 40. Shots are 17-16 Vegas. Face-off percentage is 68% in favor of Toronto. Hits are 17-9. Block shots 12-7. Here in this third period. Here we go. Period number 3 between the Maple Leafs and the Golden Knights is underway. Face-off won by Toronto. They will dump it here into the Golden Knights zone. Anderson back for Marner. Shot by Knies. Goes just wide of Hill. Michelli runs into Hill. Hill gets up. Looks like he's okay. And now Vegas will try and dump it through center. Taken back then by the Leafs. Michelli over to Riley. Riley will dump it into the Vegas zone. Now down low in the corner. Michelli battling forward with Hannafin. Played to center. Marner off of a Michelli skate as he was offsides. And the play is blown dead. No idea why my nose keeps getting so congested. All right. Shots are 17-16. Michelli not happy with that offsides call. Gives the stick back to Michelli, who apparently lost it or whatever. Apparently, linesman thought his stick was broken, but it was not. Puck is dumped here into the Vegas zone. Now Lazone back down low for Domi. Domi to McMahon. Pass to Matthews is intercepted down low. Now McMahon will battle for that puck here on the right side. McMahon fighting with Lazone. Broken free to the point. Down low. Matthews! Oh my gosh. I thought that went in for a second. Austin Matthews takes it down low now behind the net. Thrown back to Domi. Domi, as the Maple Leafs get pressure. Domi shoots it on, it's blocked. And now the Golden Knights take it through center. Eichel dumps it down low. It'll slide just wide of Stolarz. Picked up down low then by Waugh. Ekman-Larsson. Here holding it now behind the Maple Leafs net. Trying to break this one out now through center. Sorry, trying to plug in my computer here really quick. Cowan comes off sides as he enters the zone. So there goes that chance. I've really liked the production from this Matthews line. They're getting their opportunities. Again, Matthews, I feel like, is due. He's had multiple opportunities here in this first and second period. Hasn't really controlled the puck that much, though. Puck is dumped into the Vegas zone. Picking it up then down low is Korzak behind his own net. Will hold the puck. Korzak takes it away. Kolasar dumps it into the Toronto zone. Benoit battling for it then with Barbashev. Troy Stetcher trying to break that puck free as well. It's still being held in the corner of the Maple Leafs, and Golden Knights or Leafs can't even get that puck free. Finally, it does bounce out. It slides into Stolarz, who will cover. Anthony Stolarz this season, a 5-3-1 record at home. Has allowed 3.2 goals on average. Face off in the Toronto zone. Lawton wins the draw. It's blown dead, though, due to a face-off violation. And they will try that again. Maybe. Maybe they'll try it again. Face-off here won by Vegas. Holtz. Down low then, thrown up to the point. Anderson. Back over then, a shot from the point. Slides just wide of Stolarz. Trying to throw that play in front. Now Carlo trying to bank that one off the boards. Down low, Riley picks it up. Shots are 18-16 in favor of the Golden Knights. Anderson now battling for it. Puck slides up to Holtz. Played back then by Bowman, who will move it through center. Maple Leafs get it back. Here's Lorentz into the zone. Shoots it wide. Now Tavares picks it up. Stolen back then by Marner, as he was hit by Nyes, and you heard a massive cheer here from this crowd. Here's Hurdle into the zone. Shoots it. Saved by Stolars, and he covers the rebound. Yeah, Stolars not allowing any rebound there. And trying to hold things strong here. I thought he's played a well-balanced game. Again, I feel like he could have had maybe one of those goals. Obviously not ideal. You want to stop all of the shots you're facing, but I think he's played solid here so far tonight. And you do have to acknowledge it is his first game back in 33. Obviously, we know Aiden Hill, in his first game back, had an .821 save percentage. Off the draw, denied by Stolars. That's another shot on there. That's 20 here on the night. And again, you look at Stolars' save percentage is stopped 20 of 24. Gives him an 800. It's not the greatest numbers, but it could be a lot worse. Face-off won by Vegas. At the point now, it's Lazone who shoots that one wide. Picked up down low then by Michelli, who clears it to center. Stolen back then by the Knights. Hurdle dumps it down low. Marner trying to get that puck back. Benoit over them for Tavares. Tavares battling forward with Marner. Tavares trying to break it free. Cleared around now behind the net. McCabe. Up then for Nyes. Nyes. Back to Marner. Marner behind the net. Looks. Pass in front. Goes through Hurdle's feet, I believe. Now on the right side. Maple Leafs pick it back up. McCabe knocked down by Dorofiev. Benoit's there to respond. Tries clearing it the other way. Kept in and taken out then by the Leafs as I say that. Pass back to Domi, who was way offsides. That is not, yeah, that is offsides by a mile. So face-off will come outside of the Vegas zone. Golden Knights getting their fair share of pressure after they were outshot 11-7 by Toronto in that second period. Maple Leafs yet to get a single shot here in this third period. We're 4 minutes in. Barbashev back to Lazone. Lazone back over then for Eichel. Eichel to Stone. Stone into the zone. Dumps it in then on Stolars, who banks it up around the boards. Now Stone to Anderson. Anderson down low off of Ekman Larson. Back for Stone. Stone comes in down low. Barbashev a backhand save. Rebounds in front. Cleared back down low now behind the net. Stone to Hannafin. Back now down low. Barbashev battling for that puck. Picked back up then by Anderson. Tries to dump that one around then behind the net. Eichel attempting to get that one back. Jack Eichel now down low. Shoots it on. Save again by Stolars. In the corner now, Barbashev tries throwing it in front. It's stolen back then by Morgan Riley, who will clear it all the way down into the Vegas zone for another icing. And again, Vegas already here off of rip here in this period, out shooting the Maple Leafs 4-0. As we are just about 6 minutes into the period as well. Oliver Ekman-Larsson chirping at the official. Face-off now with 15 minutes to go. Domi trying to backhand that one out of the zone. Matthews gets it back. Here's Riley. He'll dump that one then into the Vegas zone. Now Aiden Hill plays it back. Korzak behind the net. Breaks it through center. Marner. Pass up then for Smith, who dumps that one down low. Riley attempting to play that one off the boards. Gets it up to Korzak at the point. Korzak to Dorofiev at the point. Marner throws it down low then for Hutton. Hutton battling for it then with Lawton. Banked off the boards. Yarncrook trying to jab at that puck. Now Stetcher plays to center. Golden Knights trying to get it back. Lawton fighting for it then with Hurdle. Picked up by Morgan Riley, who backhands it around behind the net. Tried to clear it out of the zone. Kept in, though, by Vegas. The shot is blocked and comes out to center. And the Knights will regroup. It's funny, as soon as I say that, they clear it. Every single time. Here comes Vegas now through the zone. Battling for it down low. McCabe clears it around behind the net. Roy up to Robertson. Robertson to Cowan is intercepted there. And puck is dumped back down low into the Vegas zone. Knights break it down the other way. Lazone trying to clear that one down low. It's banked all the way back out to center. Now Easton Cowan looking to get the Leafs' first shot of the period here. They haven't had a shot in about 7.5 minutes to start this one off. Cowan backhands it down low. A lot of back and forth action here, especially recently. Cleared to center. Golden Knights doing a good job at keeping things solid defensively. Here's Benoit. Slides it on Hill. He'll make the save and covers up. So not sure if that counts as a shot for Toronto. But 13:09 left in the third period. Golden Knights lead by 1. So it looks like they did register that as a shot. Unless, if I'm wrong, it says it here on one side, but it doesn't say it on the other. Guess we'll find out. But Leafs trailing here by 1. We'll see if they can come back. Thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe down below if you're new. I would greatly appreciate it. We'll be live again later tonight for Sharks and Rangers. That is the second game here of 2. All right. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Coming back here from commercial break now. Need the Leafs to do me a favor? Yeah, I bet. Huh. I bet you do need them to do you a favor. Showing off Chris Cuthbert, who is calling the game tonight on Sportsnet, as he always does. So that does register as a shot there for Toronto. It's 21-17 are the shots on goal. Hanifin off the boards now, racing forward is Barbashev. Now Stolar is out of his net to play it. McCabe battling for it down low now. Matthews to Domi. Back to Matthews. Matthews to Domi, to Matthews. Tries coming in there and tying that one up. Battling forward here on the right side. Puck's in numerous different players' skates. Now Anderson drops it back for Hanifin. And backhanded into the Toronto zone. McCabe clears it around then behind the net. Here's Bobby McMahon. Will dump it into the Vegas zone. It goes in on Hill. The zone then behind the net for Theodore. Up to the point, Riley, a shot blocked. Now Tavares down low. John Tavares battling forward with Kolasar. Riley tried keeping that one in. It's stolen back then by Theodore off the boards for Ronsberg. What's up, Ronald? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here once again. Golden Knights down low. Maple Leafs try getting it back. Shot on goes wide of Stolarz. Kolasar trying to feed a centering pass. It was blocked. Golden Knights get it back then down low. Smith to Kolasar, who takes a stick to the face, and he is down on the ground now. Nyes back to Riley, and the Leafs will break it out the other way. Here's Michelli. Clears it down low. Nyes shoots it. Save. Rebounds in front. Batted away by the Knights. Kept in, though, by Toronto. Benoit to Nyes. What a move. Pass to Michelli. Tried to throw that one in to back door. Couldn't get it there. Michelli on the right side. At the goal line. Puck is tipped and goes out of play. Leafs are getting the chances they can get. Shots are now 21-19. You take a look at the goaltender stats here. Aiden Hill, 16 saves on 19 shots. He's riding an .842 save percentage, which is an improvement from the previous game. Anthony Stolarz in his return, 17 saves on 21 shots. He has an .810. And I mean, you face the shots you can, you make the saves you can. Hasn't been the greatest game in return here for Stolarz, but it is what it is. Here's Matthews now versus Eichel. Face-off won by the Maple Leafs. McCabe will shoot that puck. It goes up and behind into the Toronto crowd. And we'll get another draw. Shots are 22-19 as they update the shots here now. Face off in the Vegas zone, won by the Golden Knights. Hannafin. Off the boards, Matthews. Trying to take that puck back. Down low in the corner now. Domi battling for it. Matthews throwing up to the point. McCabe. Down low for Domi. Domi circles around. Throws it around now behind the net, or at least tries to. Stolen back then by Stone, who will clear all the way back into the Toronto zone. Ekman Larson off the boards. Then for McCabe. Jake McCabe breaks it through center. Backhanded in then by McCabe. Battling for it now, Anderson. Banks it off the boards then for Eichel. Jack Eichel. Through center. Breaks into the zone. Has a goal here tonight. Now Riley takes it back. Approaching the halfway mark of the third period. No goals in this one so far. Maple Leafs trail by 1. Robertson to Carlo. Carlo to Cowan. Down low, Riley fires it and blocked through traffic. Golden Knights trying to get it back. It's Marner to center. Dorofiev into the zone. Shoots it in on Stolarz, who makes the save. And Anthony Stolarz making his 19th save of the game. And not a lot of penalties here tonight either. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. There has only been one penalty here throughout the entire game, and that came in the first period. It was Scott Lawton, 2 minutes for slashing. Seems like that penalty was called, then the referees decided to put away the whistles. And as a result, there hasn't been a lot of action. Face-off won then by the Golden Knights. Cleared back down low then. Benoit will send that one around behind the net now. Lorentz trying to clear that one out of the zone. Picked up by Holtz. A shot saved by Stolarz. Played down low then for Wah. Wah will clear then to center. Here's Lawton into the zone. Loses it with a good poke check by Korzak. Now Bowman picks it up. He'll dump that one into the Maple Leaf zone. Bowman picks it back up. Pass to Smith, and that puck nearly got through. Here's Nyes now, moving it away here through center. High cadence. Golden Knights pick it up. They bank it off the boards to center. Here's Bowman. Drops it back. Smith comes in, dekes around, loses the puck. Nyes gets it back then for Toronto. 9 minutes to go in the third period. Morgan Riley breaks it here now through center. Nyes comes into the zone, gets hit off there by Lazone. Played back then to the point. Riley shoots it. What a block by Theodore. Here's Kolasar. Drops it back then to Theodore. Back up to Colasar, who breaks it through center. Colasar then over for Ronsberg, battling for that puck. Carlo off the boards to Tavares. Tavares battling for it with Colasar. Tavares comes into the zone. Circles around, fires it. It goes wide of Hill. Golden Knights get the puck back. It's cleared back into the Knights' end. Picked up again then by Hannafin. Ekman Larson to McCabe, who runs into Domi. Now Domi moves it through center. Max Domi, pass back, shot by McMahon, goes wide. Now Ekman Larson, cleared down low. Hannafin, battling forward with McCabe. Hannafin will slide that one around then behind the net. Ekman Larson to Domi. Domi to Matthews. Stolen back then by Ivan Barbashev. Barbashev to Eichel. Poke checked away there by OEL. Into the zone now, Jeremy Lazone. Dekes in, what a move. Pass in front, and Barbashev could not complete the play. Nice play there by Jeremy Lazone, one of the defensemen who was coming here and stepped up to the play. Here's Dorofeev, a shot. Denied by Stolars. Lazone at the point will dump that one down low. Stolars gets taken down by Hurdle, and that will be a penalty. The referees pull out the whistle there. Tomas Hurdle runs into Anthony Stolars, and he will go to the sin bin for interference. And the Maple Leafs will get their first power play of the game, and it could not come at a better time. We will head to commercial break here as the Golden Knights lead by a goal, and a Maple Leafs power play coming up. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're joining us now, thank you. Subscribe if you're new, if you enjoy the commentary. We do these every single week for all 32 teams. And also like the stream as well. It helps out with the engagement, bringing more people into the commentary. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So huge Maple Leafs power play coming up. Shots are 25-19. Vegas is out shooting the Leafs 8-3. So Toronto could use some more goals or more shots. Well, they could use more goals too. They could use some more shots. And there's no better time to get that opportunity here with a power play. All right, face-off coming up here in the Vegas zone. The Maple Leafs will head to the power play. It is Tomas Hurdle to the box for interference on Anthony Stolars. Vegas with the fewest penalties this season, only 145 total. That's the least amount of any team in the NHL. Shows who the refs are biased in favor, kind of. That's a joke, Vegas fans. Don't take that seriously. Maybe. On the ice is Nyes, Michelli, Matthews, Tavares, and Riley. Power play here for Toronto. It's been incredible since the firing of Mark Savard. Face-off is a tie-up at center. Golden Knights get it back immediately. They will come shorthanded. Here's Eichel with Stone. Stone into the zone, loses the puck, clears it around behind the net. Picked back up then by the Leafs. Matthews breaks it out here through center. Drop pass back to Michelli. Michelli comes into the zone, loses the puck. Tavares gets it back. Intercepted by Eichel, who will clear it all the way down the other way. Golden Knights PK in their last 4 games. They are 6 for 9. Riley to Tavares. Back to Matthews. Matthews to Nyes. Nyes feeds it up to the point to Riley. Riley to Matthews. Fumbles the pass. Gets it back then to Nyes down low. Tie up here at center. Marner trying to clear. He gets it out. And no boos there on Marner after that play. Wow. Halfway through the power play. Maple Leafs pick it up. Tavares drops it back then for Matthews. To Michelli then back to Tavares. Tavares down low then for Michelli, who tries to play it around. Tavares shoots it. Down low now. Matthews battling for it in the corner. Michelli to Matthews. Point then to Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson to Matthews. Down low. Michelli. Pass in front. Saved by Hill. Michelli gets it back. Loops around now behind the net. 20 seconds to go on the PP. Matthews at the point. Michelli. Then for OEL. To Matthews. Matthews holds it here in the corner. 10 seconds left. Ekman-Larsson at the point. Shoots it. Tipped in front. And cleared away by the Knights. Time will wind down on the power play. It will come to a close. And no shots on that power play for Toronto. And Vegas kills it off. Time running out here for Toronto. We are now in crunch time. The final 5 minutes. And it's a 1-goal game. Here's Bobby McMann into the zone. McMann takes it around now behind the net. Off the boards then McCabe. Played back and intercepted by the Golden Knights. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. It's Barbashev with Stone to Stone. What a save. No, never mind. They score. Oh my gosh. I thought Stolarz made the save. But Mark Stone. Oh, I'm sorry, Maple Leaf fans. Mark Stone. His 19th of the season. And the Golden Knights are up by 2. Here with 4:48 left to go. And a bad turnover there by the Leafs. Forces a 2-on-1 the other way. That shot was so fast. I didn't even notice it went in. It went off of Stolarz' glove. So I thought Stolarz made the glove save. He nearly got it. But not enough time. Mark Stone. 11 goals since December 29th, which is first in the league, assisted by Barbashev. Both him and Barbashev with multi-point games. And not what the doctor ordered here for Anthony Stolarz in his first game back. And now it's a 2-goal lead for Vegas. Once again, Barbashev off the boards then for Marner. Try to get that one back. I imagine the Leafs will try and pull. Here's Lorentz. Back over a shot. Goes off of the boards there. And cleared to center. Shots are 26-20 in favor of the Golden Knights. Numerous posts here in this game as well that has not really been mentioned that much. Through center then McMahon battling for it. Picked back up by Kolasar. McMahon steals it back. Domi into the zone. McMahon back here now down low. Knights get it back. They will clear out to center. Troy Stetcher then back for Jake McCabe. Plays it ahead then. Domi to McMahon. McMahon to Matthews. Down low now Stetcher. Pass in front. Blocked there. Now cleared by the Golden Knights. 3.5 minutes to go. Kolasar fires it on Stolarz. He makes the save. Rebound in front. And Stolarz stops that one as well. Shots are 28-20. And Mark Stone, here in period number 3, gets the Golden Knights to regain their 2-goal advantage. That's Mark Stone's 7th goal in a commentary stream. His 20th point in live commentary history. And he becomes the 8th player to reach that milestone. Ivan Barbashev with his 10th point as well. So I apologize on that call. I thought Stolarz made the save. But then Mark Stone started celebrating. And I was like, oh no, he didn't make the save. So in commercial break here, what I would imagine is going to happen here in these final couple minutes, it still is crunch time. I imagine they will pull the goaltender, try and get 2 goals here, but you need to get into the Vegas zone and set up. That's the biggest thing. So keep an eye out here for Anthony Stolarz. If they get the chance to pull him, they will. Just making sure I have the right empty net icon here to pull up. And we shall see if Toronto can possibly force a comeback. Again, as I said, 7 of the last 9 live commentaries we've done since the beginning of last week have gone to overtime. And 2 of those games featured the Golden Knights and the Maple Leafs, actually. So this would break the 3-game streak, or 4-game streak that we were on. All right, 5-3 Vegas here. Face-off coming in the Maple Leaf zone. It's won by Toronto. Played back to center. Golden Knights get it back. Really, for Vegas, it's all about just playing the defensive way you've been playing. They've played a well defensively structured game. Here's Eichel, a shot on Stolarz. He makes the save. At the point now, Anderson. Down low then for Barbashev. Barbashev to Stone. Stone a backhand, denied by Stolarz. Rebound was there and cleared. That's the 30th shot for the Golden Knights tonight. If the Leafs pull this to OT, we shall see if they can. Yeah, the Knights definitely need to look inward for sure. Here's Michelli back for Tavares. Cleared into the Vegas zone. Eichel. Banked out to center. Stolarz goes to the bench. Empty net here for the Leafs. 6-on-5. And faceoff is blown dead for an offsides. Because, of course it is. Golden Knights lead by 2. 2:28 left to go. Let's take a look at the goaltender stats here one last time. Thank you, RJ. Aiden Hill, 16 saves on 19 shots, 842 save percentage. Anthony Stolarz, 25 saves on 30 shots, has an 833. He's played incredible tonight, but some of the shots and the goals haven't gone their way. Poor defensive play as well. Timeout here for Toronto as well. Golden Knights have won 3 of their last 4 road games. After this, they will travel around Canada. They will take on Ottawa on Sunday. Leafs will stay at home. They have Colorado coming to town for a Sunday matinee. We will be live for both the games. Face-off here in the Vegas zone of the Golden Knights now. Theodore over then for Barbashev. Cleared off the boards, back into the Maple Leaf zone. Here's Matthews. Back to Riley. Cleared into the Vegas zone. Hill gets the puck. He's not going to try for the empty net. That'd be nuts. Puck is cleared back into the Maple Leaf zone. 2 minutes to go. Tavares races down the other way. Chips it into the zone. Less than 2 minutes to go. Leafs trail by 2. Lazone battling for it now with Domi. Trying to get that puck free here, as it's still tied up down low in the corner. Finally, it comes loose. And it comes out of the zone as nobody was up at the point. Riley, down low, loops around off the boards. Back over then for Matthews. Matthews takes it through center. 90 seconds left. Shoots it on Hill. He gloves the puck. And there's the Leafs' 20th shot of the game. Right, the Avs would probably be looking for revenge. Yep. We will be live for that game, though, so we will see. This is obviously the last time these two teams will face off this season. Played 8 days ago in Vegas. Here's Hanifin off to Barbashev, who tries to get it out. Maple Leafs keep it in. Tavares at the point, shoots it on. It's tipped in the air by Nyes. Stays in play. Michelli battling forward with Barbashev. Barbashev will attempt to clear. Kept in. Riley a shot. Save. Michelli trying to get the rebound there. And battling for it now down low. Anderson tries to clear. Back then for Michelli. Now Eichel picks it up. Up for Stone, who shoots for the empty net. He hits it. Mark Stone, empty net goal. His second game, or goal of the game. His third point of the night. And the Golden Knights will ice this one tonight, as it's now 6-3. This will be just the second game in the last 10 commentary streams where the game is decided by more than a goal deficit. Mark Stone, 3-point game. And Mark Stone has had an absolutely incredible season. His 20th goal of the year, his 12th goal since December 29th when he returned from injury. Shots are now 31-21 here. Last minute of play in this third period as time winds down. Cleared around now behind the net. Kolasar battling for with Benoit. Back over then for Cowan, who gets tripped. 30 seconds left here as we tick down. Assist on that goal, Jack Eichel and Rasmus Anderson. So Rasmus Anderson, his first point as a Vegas Golden Knight. 20 seconds left to go. Stetcher, bank to center. And 10 seconds left. Vegas comes back in their own end. And Vegas sweeps the series against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And Mitch Marner, despite obviously not getting a point here tonight, gets the win in his return to his hometown. Final score, Golden Knights 6 and Toronto 3. What's up, William? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. What an unbelievable stretch of games this has been. Jack Eichel with 6 points over 2 games here between these two teams. And Vegas gets another win here on the road, bouncing back from the 4-0 blunder against the Bruins last night here in Toronto. All right, that'll do it for me, folks. As Marner throws his stick into the crowd. We have another commentary stream here coming up in just about 10 minutes or so. It'll be between the San Jose Sharks and the New York Rangers. So be sure to tune into that. But that is it for me for this one. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe down below if you're new. And I will see you guys